Hello, Capricorn. This is your reading for the week of October 27th, or when you hear it and it resonates. Won't be for everybody. Might be for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or just with a lot of Capricorn in your chart. Capricorn. The first card that gets pulled for you is Cognitive Distortions. And I immediately get this image of you with your hand against your forehead like this, looking at the difficulty of the world, looking at the difficulty of your life, looking at a quality of feeling stuck in a rut mentally. Now, again, this won't be for every Capricorn, but the feeling that I'm getting with that card also is that along with this, it's like, are you dramatizing things in your life that don't need to be dramatized? Are you immediately going to worst case solution? Are you doom scrolling? Are you getting caught up in things and statements, emotional statements that seem like facts but are not, but you're going on them as though they are? And if they were facts, that could be really, really definitely frightening. But you're being asked to basically two things. Take a lighter attitude. You've actually got the play card right next to the shame card. So that says to me also that some of you have had a hard time moving out of a kind of like a blanket of responsibility. I almost feel it like a heavy energy that's like kind of like a blanket that is over top of you, weighing you down so that you don't get to experience the delight of the outcome of the fruits of your labor, that you don't really get to see beyond sometimes the work, the effort that goes into an unconscious pattern about making you valuable. That's deep. So what you're being asked to look at here, Capricorn, is where in your perspective of your life are you limiting your sense of enjoyment and your own personal freedom to expand into those things that are playful, that are delightful, that lift you up, that lift your heart? And you're being asked, look at the cognitive distortions that reinforce that. So the example I use is usually this, and it's simple. I don't have anything to wear. Well, I've got a whole closet full of clothes in there. So that's not a factual statement. It's a cognitive distortion. The fact is, I don't really want to wear any of the clothes that I've got. Well, now that's very different. Now, from wherever I go from that point on, I'm going from the truth, and I'm going from the attitude that is not, I have nothing. It's, I got a bunch of stuff, I just don't want it. So one is coming from a place of lack, and one is coming from a place of choosing more, wanting more, okay? Opening to more. So the energy with which you move forward makes a huge difference in terms of what you do. You might change nothing in terms of how you're living your life, except your attitude towards what you're doing. And if you're genuinely doing it with an attitude of playfulness, not out of a sense of duty because you have to do this in order to kind of validate your existence on this earth plane, well, it's a very, very different experience. And that's what I feel kind of like you're coming to, is that there may be some layers of shame or not feeling worthy or having felt obligated for some reason in your youth that has led to this. And you might want to do you might need to do a little bit of grieving around that, because it feels to me like there might be for some of you an inner child in there that is still deeply, deeply saddened by the fact that they didn't get the kind of support and love that they needed as a child. Not that it would necessarily even be in those words, but just that sense of not 100% sure that you belong. And that can lead to that sense of needing to prove, even if it's to nobody specific. Okay? So I'm going to leave you with that, Capricorn. I feel as though, I have to pull another card. What Spirit is very much encouraging you to do here, Capricorn, is to change things up, to get out of whatever kind of ruts that you've gotten into. So just do things differently for a little while and do them as playfully as you can. So what might that look like? That might look like if you've got to do your accounting for your business and it's not something you really want to do, but you must do it. Can you do it in a way that's playful? You know, my dad he and his assistant would get together and play darts. They would get to a certain point in it. They'd feel overwhelmed. They'd get up. They'd play a game of darts. Dartboard right in the office. There you go. So it's that quality of, and it might even be like, okay, you know what? I will make myself a cup of tea and have one of those shortbreads once I get through these next 4 videos. Okay, maybe I'll do that. So there's something to move towards that's positive. So the work itself becomes playful because things become rewards. Okay? And there are a million different ways that you can work with that in terms of making it playful. And that's something you can explore yourself. You can do your housework while you're dancing to a Latin tune, right? You can cook while you, oh, sorry, I just need to check that. All right. So the other card that I'm getting here, yes, that goes along with the shame, grief, betrayal. It really does feel to me here, my dears, my very dears, as I'm tuning into this energy here, is that Spirit really wants you to know whatever you have carried with you that needs to be grieved, where there is a sense of not having been enough to people or in situations that perhaps led to grief. If there's any element of betrayal, what you're being asked to do is take your hand off your forehead. Look for the cognitive distortions around how you've told that story, any of those stories around shame, grief, or betrayal, and see if you can look at it from just the facts, ma'am, just the facts. And see, when you look at it that way, can you not take it quite so personally? And in that process, can you be free to or able to let go of that and claim your freedom back? And the change it up card actually is quite important for you, Capricorn, because as an earth sign, you can get very caught. You can get very comfortable within the lane that you're in. And you might have a couple, but you're comfortable in them. This is asking you to change it up, because when you start changing things on the earth plane, where you sit, when you have your coffee, what direction you're looking in when you're doing this, what time you have a bath or a shower, the show that you're watching, the food that you're eating, any little thing like that, when it changes something that has been a habitual pattern, it does something to the brain. The brain starts functioning differently. It's kind of like it gets fired to be more aware and more alert. And that's a very good thing for you. It's a very, very good thing for you, because in this case, what it's doing is it's opening you up out of whatever tracks and whatever the emotions and feelings were in those tracks that have kept you stuck. Okay? So change things up, look for your cognitive distortions, and embrace this ability to do these things 100%. This is important. You're getting play, you're getting fearness, cognitive distortions, change it up. This is about you really, really, really being on your own side, standing tall for you, and making the choice to drop that heavy blanket that's not yours. It's not yours. Okay? Take care, Capricorns.